Hey guys, Tom here. Just want to apologise for the audio quality you are about to hear. We have something new going on today, which you're about to see, and as a result of that, sound wasn't as good as it could have been. But it's perfectly fine. You're going to enjoy yourselves and have a great time. Enjoy. Oh, also, it wasn't my fault. It was the other guy. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tom and Will FPL show. This week, we got no Will. We are out. I've been looking for him everywhere. I think the HMRC potentially have got him, maybe caught up with him. I'm not sure. I've been looking for replacements, couldn't find anybody, so I've taken the nearest thing I could. And instead of Will, I've got Phil.
Hey!
Phil's here, everybody. Friend of the show, Phil, who's you probably heard his name mentioned most weeks. He's always getting in touch. He's a very old friend of Will's and I's. Phil's and I's. How long have we known you, mate?
I think I've known you. Adidas. What was that? Adidas. It was 2008.
Was it?
Yeah, maybe almost 20 years.
We know Phil from our past in the media, in the commercial industry. We used to make commercials together, which you may have heard me and we'll talk about before. But Phil used to be a runner we used to hang around with and have a laugh with. Mate, thanks so much for doing this, brother.
Oh, no, thanks for having me. Great. Feel honoured to be invited.
I'm trying to think like when I last saw your face. Obviously,
Is that when you came down
like
to Cornwall?
since work, we've had the stag do in Krakow, which I pulled you out on, which all my mates still remember you fondly from. We had a good laugh on that. Mate, the lads still refer to you as that nickname that you got.
That you can't say. Yeah.
No, you're not when you're learning how to be a teacher.
Yeah, it's not very good look in the teaching world.
Speaking of which, last night you texted me, you're like, oh mate, I'm very drunk, by the way. At the weekend, you were like sending me loads of stuff. And you're like, by the way, mate, I'm drunk, just as like a little disclaimer.
Well, I wasn't going to watch the rugby, but then a friend of mine was like, oh, come on down to the pub. Rugby's on. And the sun was out for the first time in like 6 months. Billy was on a play date, my daughter. So, we went down to the pub, had a few pints, and then before I knew where I was like, hey, I'm going to speak to Tom and see what he's doing.
I'm just going to text him loads of crap and see if he replies to any of it, which I didn't because I was hanging out of my arse. Well, I was like literally like could barely even look at the phone. I was like, shut up, Phil, shut up.
But how did you get on in the football this week?
Yeah, did all right. Got off to a really good start because our captain did Wemo on game week 26. Will was texting me going, oh my god, you've got against Salah, it's totally working out, you're going to fly. And then Salah did what Salah did and it all kind of worked out. We got the same as Wemo in the end, didn't we? But guys, just so you know, I tell you what, before we go into FPL, let me just quickly talk about what we got going on the show. What are we doing on today's show? Oh yeah, so me and Phil are going to be talking Liverpool because Phil is also a Liverpool fan. You guys are in for such a good time.
Such a good year for Liverpool.
Such a good weekend, mate, because we've got one hand on the cup. Come on!
Wow, you're counting your chickens a little bit there, Tom, I think.
Yes, Phil. Yes, I am. And so should you be.
Okay. Just being a Liverpool fan, it's difficult to get too excited too early on.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, one hand on the cup. Like I say, very exciting. We'll quickly talk about Liverpool. Then we'll be talking about FPL. We're going to talk briefly about game week 27. But by the time you see this, you'll have missed the deadline. So we're going to talk about how Phil's been getting on this year and what our plans are for this game week and beyond. And then we're going to put Phil in the chair for Footballer 20 questions.
So rubbish at this. I squirm every time I hear Will play this game.
This is payback time. Yeah. This is payback time. Phil sent in Adel Taarabt, which caused a lot of trouble. So it's payback time.
Somehow Will always manages to get it though, doesn't he? I don't know how.
He does always manage to get it.
He goes on this massive curveball and then he's like,
He goes round the houses, but then it somehow it just gets away. It's unreal.
Yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, we'll look forward to that. Guys, please get in touch. You can follow us at Tom and Will FPL. If you are watching us on YouTube, like and subscribe, guys. Really helps us out. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, drop us a 5-star rating. Right. So Liverpool, mate. I mean, we've got it in the bag now, right?
It's a tricky one, like it only, like when we saw the other week with Arsenal, you think they're flying, they're beating Leicester. They've got West Ham who've they'd lost like 2 games before that, had they? They'd like drawn, lost or something.
Yeah.
And you think Arsenal at home, West Ham, it's in the bag, and they'd be like something like 5 points behind us. But I'd like to say that when I play my FBL, particularly weeks like that, I sort of play differently. So I play with that kind of, I like to with the judo.
Sorry, mate. I've just realised. My headphones. I didn't put my headphones in.
Could you hear me?
I heard bits of it. I was listening. I was like telling you about. So, mate, this is what you want to do when you're recording podcasts, right? Yeah. Is make sure you've got headphones in. Right, I've just got really excited. I actually totally forgot to put my headphones in. So, I mean, there's a chance that everything you've had till now is pretty but that's totally cool.
Standard.
Right?
Okay, it's all right. But I was just saying that...
Sorry, carry on, mate. Sorry, guys.
I was just saying with my
I'm a professional.
Fantasy football playing, like I play for the game each week, but then also there's real life. So I play on 2 levels. So when like Arsenal are playing... I just fancied if I put Raya in and I brought Gabriel into my fantasy, that might affect real life. So
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
You like to take one for the team, don't you?
I take one for the team, so I feel like maybe that was me. That result was all down to me, because I thought if I put Raya in goal, then maybe that will help affect real life and ensure that Liverpool carry on. Top of the table with that buffer that they've got. They're playing some great football. I think that the way that they played against City at the weekend was probably the best I've seen us play. The most disciplined. It was kind of like, we got the goals through the set piece, which was very premeditated. But then everything else was quite defensive.
It was a really good away performance, wasn't it? It was great.
It was, and like you see Salah coming back quite deep, and he's defending, and everybody on the pitch was doing their job. It was. I think when all the players talk about Slot, they talk about how tactically astute he is for every situation. So it's not like we play in this one way, and whoever we're playing, we play like that. It's whoever the team is, who their squad is. He makes allowances for that.
Yeah, mate, he's such a good manager. I mean, he's absolutely killed it this year, isn't he?
They
said
really
that he wouldn't be able to follow Klopp. And, I mean, mate, if he wins, like, the Premier League and another cup, then he's done really bloody well straight off the bat, isn't he? It's incredible.
I mean, is the Champions League out of the question?
No,
do you think?
Absolutely not.
Like PSG... first legs away, and then we're at Anfield. I mean, that's very winnable.
If you're Ancelotti, he's like whoever won out of Man City and Real Madrid. He's like they're going to win the Champions League. He said, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he's basically just put all the pressure on Real Madrid now because he's like, well, we won it, so we're going to win it.
Yeah.
He's put all the pressure on himself. So thanks for that, Carlo. Appreciate it, mate.
I feel like we can play. We play Real Madrid in the semis potentially.
Yeah. No, dude, we're playing them in the round of 16. In the next round, we got drawn.
What? It's PSG and then it's Real Madrid.
What? No, didn't we draw him in the next round?
No, it's PSG. Paris Saint-Germain. 100%.
For reals?
For reals.
Mate, I totally saw that the other day. Because I was like,
was that when you were drinking?
I might have been, actually. No, it definitely was. Because I was like... Once I was like, what's the point in us coming top of the Champions League? We've just got to play Real Madrid in the next league, in the next round.
I think
so we've got Paris Saint-Germain.
Home, away and then home. So they're decent. They're decent for sure. But
Phil, I'm so glad I've got you on, bro. Because I feel infinitely better about winning the Champions League now. We've got one hand on the cup, right? Okay, fine. That's enough Liverpool. Enough Liverpool before we lose everybody. Okay. Hey, you know what we should do, guys? Now Phil's on the show, Let's have some fun. You might as well see all the sights of the Tom Will FPL show. It's time for some Green Arrow shout-outs. Phil, you got a pair of shades on you, mate?
I've got some shades right here, buddy. I've been watching the show.
Bro.
I've been watching the show.
On. Get those shades on because it's time for the Green Arrow shout-outs. Phil, dance to the music, mate.
Okay.
Dance to the music. That's it, baby. Here we go.
Okay.
It's the Green Arrow shout-outs. FPL novice. He raised 130k. Nice. Phil, you got to give him the comments in the background. You like my little harmony beatbox, man. Just go, yeah, nice.
Yeah, nice.
Still well done. Right, then we've got Aidan Lemoz, FPL. He went up 242k.
Holy moly, get on.
Holy moly indeed, Phil.
Get on.
Then we got Jed, FPL. My guy, he went up 366k this week.
Wow. That's incredible.
FPL Foxy, he went up 14k this week. Greens are green, Foxy, we like that. And then big news in the mini league, Glenn Judkins went up 10k.
I love Glenn.
To 5k
Come
overall.
on, Glenn.
And he's now top of the Tom and Will FPL mini league with his team back of the netto.
Get in.
Good work, Glenn. Glenn Judkins.
Right.
Beautiful. That completes this week's Green Arrow shout. Well done, Phil. You put the glasses back on there. I like the glasses, by the way, mate.
Thanks, bud. Help me see. I just, you wait. When you turn 40, Tom, everything goes to
Phil lives down in Falmouth, down in Cornwall now, guys. And he looks like all the other guys down in Falmouth with his little beanie and his little hipster glasses on.
And the little tash.
And the mustache. Okay, so last week you got... We're just going to briefly touch. I'm just going to run through the scores. I got 85 points.
Did you?
Yeah. And like I say, it was on for a really good score. And then everyone kind of caught up with me by the end of the game week. And that was that. Will got 80 points. Didn't do too bad. His captain flopped. He went for Clivert captain.
Oof.
After he got some bad advice on last week's show. He was like, I think I'm just going to go Salah captain. I was like, mate, if there's ever a week of someone in your position to go against Salah, now's the week, man. You should definitely go against it. But in my defence, I did say you should probably look at Isak, which would have done a lot better.
Would have done well.
But he went really bold, and he went with Clivert, which was a shame, a real shame. And then you, mate, you got 76 points. So
I got 76 points. Aina, who I thought would, I don't know, that game I thought was a tricky one, the Newcastle one. They went 1-0 up and I was like, okay, great. But then Isak scored a couple and, sort of a game over. But yeah.
Yeah, it was tough, mate. You had Mbuemo, you had Salah captain, you stayed with Salah. Phil always stays Salah because he's a bloody bloke and loves Liverpool.
Salah is like a scored and assist in 11? Yeah. Bit of a sure bet, isn't he? A lot of people went Mbuemo.
I went bold. I went basically what I like to do is if I do bring someone in, quite like captaining them as well if I can. So I did that. Went bold last week. I thought Mo would do fine against City, but I thought if there's a chance to smash it and outscore Salah, maybe against Leicester's where it's at, and I've gone for the same kind of tactic this week. Mate, I thought I was being quite shrewd and be like, I might go for Bowen because no one's got Bowen. And then you look on social media and every man and his dog has gone for Bowen this week. Everybody's gone Bowen.
Well, yeah.
Have you gone Bowen, Phil?
I hate to say it, but I've gone Bowen. Leicester at home. He looked really good. But who I've gone for, my wild card this week is actually going to be Palmer against Southampton, and I've captained him for now.
So you already had Palmer in, right?
No, I bought him in.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that because a lot of people, mate, because you've been right. Like a lot of people got rid of Palmer, and that turned out to be a good decision because he's done nothing.
They've got Southampton at home, and then they've got Leicester.
Yeah.
So I think their fixture run's pretty decent. And you know how he's sort of been really quiet. This is the sort of time where people aren't captaining him, not having him in his team. And then suddenly he scores 3 against Southampton and 4 against Leicester. And you're like, These are the sort of times when you've got to like catch up. If you're like where I am, which is like 20 something in the league, this is where you sort of claw some points.
That's the mini league he's referring to, guys. Join the mini league. Just saying. Phil's in the mini league and he's about 20th. You're above Will or not? Are you below Will?
I'm above Will. I think I'm only a few places behind you. I want to say I'm not far behind from you.
I'm sure that's more than you think it is. But anyway, I think, mate, fair play for you to actually be able to bring Palmer back in when you needed him as well.
Yeah, I sort of had some money in the back burner just for this sort of thing. Like I thought his points for the season's quite high, and that's for a reason, isn't it? Yeah, I've gone Palmer.
Yeah, it is a gamble. I think bringing him in is one thing, to captaining him. Like, we should be captaining him this week against Southampton.
Against Southampton, I think you should. And then again, bringing Bowen in, he's my vicey, actually, for Leicester. Because Leicester aren't going to do anything, are they? They're not. No. Van Nistelrooy has suddenly decided or realised that he's got a big, big problem on his hands. And they just can't score. He
was never the guy for that job, ever. And it was so clear straight away that he's not a relegation battle manager, is he?
No.
It's the worst appointment. And I don't even know if he's going to make it to the end of the season, because he's not one that you'd even fancy in the Championship either.
Do you know what I think? I think that's maybe what they're prepping for is like the Championship, because, less pressure down there. Probably the same with Southampton. They've got some, I don't even know who their manager is. Do you know who else I've put in my team for this week?
Three transfers this week.
I made 3. I put Marmoush in there.
Have you?
I thought he looked really decent against Liverpool. He doesn't mind a shot from outside the box. He's sort of in and around it. And if Haaland, I don't know if you know if Haaland's fit or not for this week.
But the Guardiola. So we're recording this. Tuesday afternoon, and we've had the Guardiola press conference, and he said that he's been training and he's doing better all the time. I think he's definitely gonna. I think he'll be in the squad tomorrow for sure. But I think Marmoush is definitely going to start, whether Haaland does or not.
Yeah. So Marmoush will definitely start, and they're playing Tottenham, who potentially, I know they've not as leaky as they have been, but they do. Teams do score goals against them. Right?
Yeah.
And City will be looking to bounce back, after getting stuffed 2-0 by Liverpool. They'll be looking to bounce back. You know what Pep's like? He's kind of like, by hook or by crook, I'm going to make sure I win.
Mate, I've still got a sneaky feeling for Spurs. Because Spurs quite like playing against Man City, don't they?
They do, but I suppose it's Spurs at home.
Did you see Ed Sheeran and Rupert Grint watching the game?
No. Who's Rupert Grint?
He's Ron from Harry Potter.
Oh right,
He's a big Spurs fan, and they were watching the game together because Ed Sheeran's obviously a big Ipswich fan, ambassador or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was funny that these two of the biggest, most high profile gingers in the game are mates, and they go to football together. I was just like, do you think there's a club, as soon as you make your first meal, you get a membership card from Chris Evans or something saying you're in, welcome,
okay.
we're gonna hang out?
Yeah, probably.
I just thought it was cool that those guys are mates and they're hanging out. Just going back to transfers then, so Marmoush, I love that.
Up front.
I think he's a good shout, because a lot of people talking about, we were talking about on the pod last week about bringing Haaland back in game week 30. If he's still in and out of fitness and Man City is still up and down, it's a lot of money to invest. I think Marmoush is an easier option. He was happy to punt 7 mil on a striker rather than 15 mil.
Yeah, 7 million, and he's going to probably play every game. He's going to, he scored a hat trick the other week. He looks lively. I think he's got. When did he come in? The end of January. He's got 23 points already. So it's not a bad return, is it?
No, well, you bought in Bowen. I've also bought in Bowen this week. But I couldn't just do a straight swap. I took out Rodgers because he picked up a knock, and it's not an easy fixture next up. I think they're away to Palace, aren't they?
Yeah.
So he was coming out, and I need to lose him for game week 29 because I'm not free hitting. So he's gone out. I wanted to get Bowen in. I couldn't afford him. I've had to downgrade Gakpo to Cunha, which I didn't want to do because Gakpo, as we know, he's massive for Liverpool, and I fancy him to do well. I think he'll play against Newcastle, and then it's Southampton after that. So I'm missing out on those 2 games with him, which I didn't want to do.
No, but Gakpo will probably be eased back in tonight, right? I don't think he's a starter. I mean, tomorrow night.
I wouldn't be surprised though. I wouldn't be surprised. He came on obviously as a sub, and let's not forget it was a weekend game and it's a midweek fixture this week, so he might get the nod and he might rest the other guys, but we'll see. But yeah, Southampton, I'm stinging. What are you doing? What are you doing for 29, mate?
I've got a free hit. I've saved up.
You're going to use the free hit, so you don't need to worry about shoveling players out. No,
I've got a free hit and I've got a wild card as well. So I can save that for, is it game week 33?
Game week 33 is when we're expecting the big double game week. We know we've got Newcastle and Palace in game week 32 doubling. But so just wild card and free hit left for you.
Yeah.
No bench boost. Oh,
I used my bench. I used my cheeky little bench boost. It was good though. Like, it's good just to use. And I thought if you use it right at the end, I don't know.
It was fun. It was fun to use. It was all fun and games.
And obviously I've lost my manager for this week.
Yeah,
that was an interesting one.
You did the same as me, didn't you? We did Moyes and then Emery.
No, I kept Moyes the whole way.
Did you? Well, you did as well.
I kept Moyes because I thought, and that's what it was looking like up until the 72nd minute. Everton could have beaten Man United, which would have been pretty decent. Juicy. I saw a lot of people went Glasner. He got 20 points.
I tell you who went Glasner. Will did.
Bastard. I knew that.
He smashed it. He did really good.
How many points did Will get this week?
80 points.
Oh,
80 points.
Even with the 20, and even with the 20 with his manager.
Even with no captain.
Eesh.
Yeah, he did. He did pretty good, and he had João Pedro on his bench, which he also was like, I might even captain João Pedro. I was like, mate, he's not even going to play, bro.
Life lesson: never listen to Tom.
I doubled down on that as well in the team takedown. Brought in Welbeck and captained him, and then suddenly he's just vanished out of the team. That was like a real mystery no one saw coming, and João Pedro was in. He looked good as well, João Pedro.
Do you know who else I thought was really good, and I'd quite like to get him in my team, and that's Rashford.
Yeah, I know.
He's looking like...
You could. I'm obviously staying away from Palace and Villa guys because they're blanking in 29. Yeah. But I would love to get Rashford in. I'd love to get like Mateta in because the Crystal Palace guys have got, I think it's Ipswich and Southampton either side of the blank. So it's like you want to have those guys. But then if you're blanking in 29 and you're not using a free hit, I can't have them. Can't fit them in.
Mateta's one of those that is like he's flush at the moment, but he could equally disappear quite quickly. You know, he's not one of those.
Definitely.
He's one that I would stay away. But Rashford's starting to look like he's got confidence. Like he did that assist for Arsenio. That was just like, I thought that assist was amazing because he's sort of falling down and he sort of like pinged it across the box. Did you see it?
2 assists. I mean, yeah, mate. I mean, 2 assists for Rashford, 2 goals for Asensio.
Yeah.
I mean, Emery's loving life, isn't he?
Those 2 transfers have been brilliant for him.
What is your thoughts on the assistant manager overall?
As a chip,
do you want to see it again next year?
I don't think so. Although I don't really feel it. It's such a sort of...
It's an interesting one. I mean, I kind of enjoyed playing it, but at the same time, I'd happily not see it again. Like I guess the thing is, like, the swing is mental, isn't it? It's like you can either get 20 points with Glasner, and you've got people who got 0 points with Arteta. Like, it's not even like they got 2 points just for taking part, like you do with some other players. Got a fat 0, got absolutely nothing.
Graham Potter would have got a nice juicy one, right? Beating Arsenal.
Yeah.
So there is that potential, but I don't know. I think having it for 3 games, I don't know. It's an extra transfer. No, I'd poke it off, actually, to be fair.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Obviously, there's a lot of people that have played it, like you and I, but there's going to be that swing's going to come back round when we start getting to double games week where there's a lot of the games still not played it yet. There's probably like a good 40% of the games still to play it. So it's going to be interesting. There's going to be some more interesting scores flying around. So this week, you said you're captaining Cole Palmer. So you're going to gamble. You are gambling. Obviously, his last... we got there. Last 5 games, 2 points, 2 points, 6 points, 2 points, 2 points. Yeah. Before that, you got like 10 points, 10 points.
He's due a haul.
He is. And he's making chances. But yeah, it's just... You just don't trust Chelsea. That's the problem.
No, they started really well, and I thought Maresca was doing a great job, but they've got a really dodgy keeper, and they don't have a proper striker, and I think Palmer sort of needs... When's Jackson back? I think Palmer kind of needs someone like that, but potentially at some point he could just, like when was it? Was it last season when he scored 4 or something like that, and then he scored 5? Yeah. That's a sort of, he's not quite in that form.
If he's going to do it against anyone, it's Southampton.
It's Southampton.
Bottom of the league, Southampton.
Yeah, who they've been leaky, and then I don't know. Maybe I'll switch. I've got until 6 tonight, but. Yeah, it's a tricky one, but you're looking for those ways to sort of claw some points against everyone else, aren't you? So, maybe go Bowen, but Bowen's not.
I was tempted by Bowen. Obviously, I was saying I like bringing players in and captaining them, but
Bowen's
I just fancy Mo against Newcastle. Like Mo is so good, but look, let's not worry about it too much because. Everyone will have chosen their captain by this point, and I've got to say, guys, good luck. Good luck to you all. I hope you do really well and better than me and Phil.
Do you always pick your captain and stick to it, or do you ever change right at the last minute?
I mean, sometimes I'll do a last-minute change, but because we spend all week chatting to one another about it, me and Will usually made up our minds. But sometimes, obviously, team news and whatnot, but... I don't know. I could see I'd love to go Palmer, but I just can't. I can't see him.
It's too ballsy.
Too much. I haven't seen enough from Chelsea at all.
It might sway me to go somewhere else, but then my other option would be I don't want to go Isak, who would be my other option because that's against Liverpool and that goes against my real life.
I haven't even got Palmer as my vice, mate. I've got Bowen vice and I've got Mo. I just fancy Mo at home to Newcastle. I think that'd be goals. Newcastle, they almost pissed away their
they really did.
Victory. They were 4-1 up, and I mean they would have definitely. If that game was longer, they would have conceded a 4th.
They were awful in the second half.
So shaky.
In fact,
okay, cool.
Yeah, in my Super 6, I've gone for a 4-3 Liverpool.
A classic 4-3.
Yeah, classic. Because it was 3-3, was it? The away fixture, wasn't it?
I can't remember actually.
It was, wasn't it? Because they scored that last-minute goal. Yeah. So there will be goals, I think. So you could put, I suppose, you could put Isak and you could put Salah, and you'd probably get some points.
Decent.
That's my bloody
dog. Is that
dog.
your dog there, mate?
That's my bloody dog, Stevie.
Stevie.
So annoying. She hates pigeons.
All dogs down in Falmouth have adult first names. That's a fact.
Well, she was named after Stevie Nicks, but
awesome.
But we called her Stevie Licks.
That's great.
Made it doggy.
Sold.
Although her name was Stevie Nips because she liked to bite when she was a puppy. She used to bite.
Well, just
bite
it all
ankles,
works, doesn't it?
Yeah, it works.
Okay, cool. I think it's time for some footballer 20 questions.
Oh my God.
It's Big Phil's debut.
I was thinking about this.
Very exciting.
I was thinking about some good questions, just in case. Who have you got this person from? That might determine how hard I need to think.
This is me.
Okay.
I've come up with this one for you. I want some payback.
Okay.
But it's very gettable.
Is it? Okay. Should we start?
Go for it, mate. Away you go. Good luck. Good luck, Phil.
First question. Is this player a striker?
No.
Oof. Is he a midfielder?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Has he played for more than one Premiership team?
Yes.
Is he an elite footballer? And what I mean by that is, has he played in the Champions League?
Has he played in the Champions League? I mean, yes.
He has.
Definitely. Yes.
Definitely.
Sorry. Yes, of course.
How many is that? 1, 2, 4.
What's 4, mate? Don't you worry about that.
Okay,
I'll tell you, sunshine. That is 4 questions.
He's a midfielder. Is he defensive midfielding?
No.
Is he?
Of course not.
Does he score? Does he score 7 or more goals a season on average?
I mean, hold tight.
Okay.
On average, he scores 7 or more goals each season he's played.
Huh. Has he played for a team in Manchester?
Yes.
Oof. So if we're saying he's a champion...
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry. I was looking in the wrong column. I can tell you, he's definitely played 7 or more games for each season. But in terms of goals, no, not necessarily.
Not necessarily 7.
No.
But he's played for a Manchester team.
He has.
And because you said he's played in the Champions League, does that rule him out? That rules him out of the Champions League, doesn't it? Man United, sorry, because he's played. Man United don't play in the Champions League.
Is that a question?
No, we're saving it. Hang on, so he has played for Man United. I think you gave that away there. Does he play at the moment?
Yes, he does. That's 8 questions.
So that means he doesn't play for Man United, because if he plays at the moment, they haven't been in the Champions League. Oh, they have, haven't they? Has he played for Man United?
He has.
Oof. Does he still play for Man United?
No.
How many are at? That's 9.
That's 10.
10. Okay, fine. Does he still play in the Premiership?
It's halfway.
Yeah.
Does he still play in the Premier League, Philip?
Yes, Thomas.
Yes, he does.
Does he? Is he in like a bottom 10 club now?
Now, currently, no.
So what do we know? He's a Man United player, midfielder. He scores goals, but not prolific. Doesn't play for Man United anymore. Plays in the top 10. He plays for another Premiership team right now.
Premier League, yeah.
Premier League. Okay. So that means he could be playing for... Could he be playing for Aston Villa right now?
Is that a question?
Yeah.
He does not play for Aston Villa right now.
Oh.
Hey, mate,
Why did you put that in? Why did you put that?
You would do very well to ignore all my tones and just
fine.
take the answers at face value.
He's played at Man United, but doesn't play there anymore, and he's in the top 10. Does he play in the southern part of England right now? So that would be Brighton, Fulham, Bournemouth.
Are you saying, where are you? So this is what Will and I had this conversation last week about north and south, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to go, are you saying south of Birmingham? Are you saying south of London?
I'm saying south of Birmingham.
Yes.
He plays for a team in the south.
South of Birmingham, yes.
But hang on. Is that relevant? Because the only team in the top 10 that are south of Birmingham is Aston Villa, and you said they don't belong to it. He doesn't play there.
You've got what? What are you talking about? Does he play for a team that is south of Birmingham? Yes. How many Premier League teams are there that are south of Birmingham? Loads.
Not in the top 10.
All of London.
Not in the top 10. Oh. But in the top 10, there's not many south of Birmingham. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, fair comment.
We've got Arsenal.
Should be helping you out then, right?
Yeah. So it's not Arsenal, unless it is a London team. It's not Arsenal. It's not Nottingham. It's not Man City. It's not Newcastle. It could be Bournemouth, Brighton, or Aston Villa.
Why are you saying it's not all of those other teams?
Or Fulham. Do you think he plays for Arsenal?
But why are you ruling them out? What have I said that's ruled out any of those teams?
I'm saying those teams are the ones that is potential. I'm saying Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, Man City. Oh, it could be Chelsea. Does he play in London?
Yes.
Oh.
That's 15.
That's 15. Okay. Has he played outside of the UK?
Yes, he has.
That's 16. Has he played in Germany?
Yes, he has.
That's how many is that? 18.
So that's 17.
So that's 17. So has he played for Manchester City?
Yes, he has. I mean, wrap this up, mate. You've got it,
fine.
bro.
It's got to be Jadon Sancho.
It is Jadon Sancho.
Boom.
Well done, Phil.
Okay.
Congratulations.
That is stressful.
It is, isn't
That
it?
is stressful.
You did well. 17 questions.
What's the record? What's the record?
You got it, mate. I thought I'd use it as an experiment because you could easily get slipped up, like going down, like laying into Man City, laying into like Man United, and not connecting more Premier League teams. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just wanted to see, because he is obviously very gettable, and like Champions League as well. He's not like achieved loads, and he's very young. So yeah, but well done, mate.
That was a good
you
one.
Got it.
Thanks, bud.
Smashed it, brother.
Oof.
All right. That wraps it up, guys. Let's say a big thank you to Phil for coming on the show. Thanks, Phil.
Thanks.
It's been really fun.
It has been fun. Thanks for having me, Tom.
Pleasure, mate. Thank you. And guys, thank you for listening or watching the show today. Sorry, it's not going to be much use actually for game week 27, but hey, you get to hang out with us, and then we'll be back. We'll be back next week for game week 28. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. And get in touch, man, at Tom and Will FPL. Let us know what you thought about the show. Send some abuse to Phil. Send some love to Will. Hope you're well, Will.
I hope you're doing right, Will.
Miss you, mate. Yeah, nice one, guys. Good luck this week. That's a wrap. Hit the music.